Good morning, students. I welcome back you all to this mathematics class, and we are discussing here class 12 mathematics, and we are discussing chapter 5 continuity and differentiability. Today we are going to do second order derivative exercise 5.7. So first we try to understand what do we mean by a second order derivative. Consider a function y is equal to fx. If I differentiate both sides with respect to x, then I get dy by dx is equal to f dash x. That means I differentiate once the given function both sides with respect to x. And if I want to find the second order derivative, this is actually the first order derivative. Second order derivative means I differentiate the first order derivative both sides with respect to x. Now derivative of f dash x will be f double dash x. Here also we are differentiating with respect to x. So the left hand side becomes d2y by dx square and right hand side is f double dash x. That means we have to differentiate a function two times, then it will be called the second order derivative. Now we have exercise 5.7 and the second question is y is equal to x raised to the power 20 and you have to find the second order derivative. So what should you do? You differentiate with respect to x once. So x raised to the power 20 becomes 20x raised to the power 19. Now you differentiate this equation once more. So d by dx of dy by dx is equal to derivative of 20x 19. 20 is a constant, so you copy it down and derivative of x 19 will be 19x 18. So you multiply them, so you get 380 x raised to the power 18. Now we have question number 7 and in question number 7 you are given that function y or fx is equal to e raised to the power 6x into cos 3x and we have to find its second order derivative. So first I differentiate with respect to x and on right hand side I have to apply the product rule. So derivative of e raised to the power 6x is 6 into e raised to the power 6x into cos 3x plus derivative of cos 3x is minus 3 sin 3x into e raised to the power 6x, which can be rewritten as 6 e raised to the power 6x cos 3x minus 3 e raised to the power 6x sin 3x. This is dy by dx. Now we differentiate it once more with respect to x. So that means d by dx of dy by dx will be equal to, now you can see to differentiate it again we have to find the derivative of this bracket using the product rule. So you can see this bracket, this red colored bracket, its derivative with respect to product rule is this. 6 we have taken common. Derivative of e6x is 6e6x into cos 3x plus e6x and derivative of cos 3x, and similarly here we have applied the product rule. Now we can simplify and left hand side becomes d2y by dx2. So this becomes 6, we multiply with 6 this whole bracket, this becomes 36 e 6x cos 3x and minus 6 multiplied by 3, 18 e 6x sin 3x. Now we come to the next bracket and we solve this. Minus 6 into 3 minus 18 e raised to the power 6x into sin 3x minus 3 into 3 becomes 9 e raised to the power 6x cos 3x. Now we can see that we can add up the first term and the last term. 36 e6 minus 9 e6 becomes 27 e6x cos 3x and minus 18 becomes minus 36 e6x sin 3x. So this is your second order derivative, and what we can do is that we can take 9 e6x common. So we are left with 3 cos 3x minus 4 sin 3x, which is your answer. Now we move to question number 9. Question 9 says that if the function y is log of log x, then you find its second order derivative. So now we differentiate it once with respect to x. So dy by dx, now log of log x, it becomes 1 upon log x into derivative of log x will be 1 by x. So we have differentiated it once. Now we have to differentiate it again. So d by dx of dy by dx, which is equal to, now you can see we shall apply the quotient rule. So as per the quotient rule, derivative of numerator into denominator, it becomes 0 minus derivative of denominator, that is derivative of x log x divided by x log x whole square. So we can simplify it. We find the derivative of x log x using the product rule. So with a negative sign, derivative of x is 1 into log x plus derivative of log x is 1 by x into x divided by x log x whole square. Its x gets cancelled with this x. So this expression becomes negative common 1 plus log x divided by x log x whole square. This is your second order derivative, required second order derivative. Now we move to the next question, question number 10. Y is sine of log x. We differentiate once, so dy by dx, as now till now, by now you have understood chain rule properly, so I am not giving you the formula again and again. Derivative of sine log x will be cos log x, but you have to multiply by the derivative of log x, which is 1 by x. So our function becomes cos log x upon x. This is the first order derivative in question number 10. Now we find out the second order derivative. For that we differentiate both sides again with respect to x. So that will be equal to, now you can see this expression, you are going to apply the quotient rule. That means derivative of cos log x into x minus derivative of x, which is 1. I am talking about this x, derivative of x, which is 1 into cos log x whole divided by x square. We simplify. So now we have to substitute the derivative of cos log x here. Derivative of cos log x will be minus sin log x, but we have to multiply by the derivative of log x, which is 1 by x. And it was this term, you can see this term has been multiplied with x. So you multiply here also by x minus cos log x. This term we have copied here, divided by x square. Now we can see this x and this x, they get cancelled, and we have minus sin log x minus cos log x divided by x square, and in the end you can take the negative sign common. So you will have minus common sin log x plus cos log x upon x square, which is your answer. Now let us come to question number 12, where y is cos inverse x, and we have to find out second derivative d2y by dx2, but in terms of y. So how shall we find it in terms of y? Very easy. Since y is cos inverse x, so you can write cos y is equal to x. Now differentiating both sides with respect to x. So derivative of cos y will be minus sin y, but it's a function of y. Cos y is a function of y, but you are differentiating with respect to x. So you have to differentiate y also with respect to x, or in other simple words, you multiply by dy by dx This is the derivative of left hand side and the derivative of right hand side is 1. So we get that dy by dx is equal to minus 1 upon sin y, which can be written as minus cosecant y. Now students, we have to differentiate it again with respect to x, since we have to find the second order derivative. So we find the d by dx of dy by dx. Now you know what is the derivative of cosecant y. The derivative of cosecant y will be minus cosecant y cot y. Now I will try to change everything in terms of sine and cos. So let me see if there will be any change. No, this is going to be the answer. So the answer is not this, because the question is still not complete. This is the mistake that is done by most of the students. You have differentiated it with respect to y, but since ultimately you have to differentiate with respect to x, so you have to differentiate y also with respect to x. So that means you have to multiply it by dy by dx. So this becomes minus minus plus cosec y cot y. Now we have to substitute the value of dy by dx from here, that is from equation 1. So the value of dy by dx is minus cosec y. So in place of dy by dx, I write minus cosec y. So finally my answer is minus cosec square y into cot y. And hence this is your answer. Now let us move to question number 14. It says that if y is equal to a, e, mx, where a, m, b, n are constants, plus b, e, nx, then you have to show that d2y by dx2 minus m plus n dy by dx plus m and y is equal to 0. So you have to show this. Now we proceed as usual. We differentiate both sides with respect to x. So derivative of y with respect to x is dy by dx, which can be written as y dash. A is a constant. Derivative of e raised to the power mx is emx into m, plus derivative of b is a constant. Derivative of e raised to the power nx is e raised to the power nx into n, and we call it as equation number 1. Now I again differentiate this equation with respect to x. So what do I get? Derivative of y dash. This is y dash means dy by dx. If you take its second derivative, it will be denoted by y double dash. Here I can tell you that dy by dx is same as y dash is same as f dash x, and it is same as y1. These are different notations of depicting the derivative. And then if you are taking d2y by dx2, that is the second order derivative, this is same as y double dash, which is same as f double dash x, which can also be written as d2. So you can now remember the notations. So here we come back to equation 1, and we are differentiating this equation 1 with respect to x. Derivative of y dash will be y double dash equal to a e mx. A m e mx. Now here a and m are constants, and derivative of e mx will be m e mx. Similarly here you can see b and n are constants, so you copy them, and derivative of e nx will be n e nx. We simplify it further, so we get a m square e mx plus b n square e nx, and we call it as equation number 2. Now after this step, we multiply first equation by n. First equation we multiply by n, and also then we multiply first same equation by n, and then we add them. So what we get if I multiply first equation by 1 by m, so I get m. First equation means this equation. So m y dash, I am multiplying here by m, a m square e mx plus b m n e nx. Now I again multiply the same equation by n. So we get ny dash is equal to a m n e mx plus b n square e nx, and we call these equations as equations 3 and 4. Now in next step I will add equations 3 and 4. So next step is that I am adding equations 3 and 4. So how do I add? On left hand side I will have m plus n y dash, and on right hand side I add up all the four terms: a m square e mx plus b n square e nx plus a mn e mx plus b mn e nx. Now this equation we rewrite it as m plus n y dash is equal to, look, in these two terms which are written in this bracket, I can take mn common, and these two terms can be compared. These two terms can be compared with equation 2. If you compare them with equation 2, you get that am square e mx plus bn square e nx is equal to y double dash. So that means I can replace this equation by y double dash plus I take mn common and I get a e mx plus b e nx. Now after this I notice that if I see this expression is nothing but the given expression y. So I can replace this expression by y. I rewrite this equation as m plus n y dash is equal to y double dash plus mn times y. Now I can rewrite this equation by taking this term also on the right hand side. So we get left hand side becomes 0, y double dash minus m plus n times y dash plus mny, and this is what we had to do. Now let us move to question number 15. You are given that y is equal to 500 e raised to the power 7x plus 600 e minus 7x, and you have to show this. You have to show that the d2y by dx2 is equal to 49y. Now differentiating both sides with respect to x. So we get y dash is equal to, now 500 is a constant and derivative of e7x is e7x into 7. Similarly, 600 is a constant and derivative of e minus 7x is e minus 7x into minus 7. Now we differentiate this equation again. So differentiating again with respect to x, this equation we are differentiating again. So derivative of y dash will be y double dash, and 500 is a constant, 7 is a constant, so we copy them and we have to write the derivative of e7x, which is e7x into 7. Similarly here for this term 600 is a constant minus 7 is a constant, and we have to write the derivative of e minus 7x, which is e minus 7x into minus 7. I rewrite the same equation by simplifying 500 into 49 e7x plus 600 into 49 e minus 7x. From the whole equation I can take 49 common. So I will have 500 e7x plus 600 e minus 7x in the bracket. Now if you compare this expression which is written in this bracket with what is given to you here with equation number 1, you compare this bracket, that is equation number 2, and equation number 1, so you get that this expression which is in bracket is nothing but y. So I replace this expression by y, so I get y double dash is equal to 49y. Or I can rewrite it as y double dash can be written as d2y by dx2 is equal to 49. Now comes question number 16. It is given to you that e raised to the power y x plus 1 is equal to 1. And you have to show that d2y by dx2 is equal to dy by dx whole square, or you have to show that y double dash is equal to y dash whole square. d2y by dx2 means y double dash, dy by dx means y dash. So now we rewrite whatever is given to us. We can rewrite it as ey is equal to 1 upon x plus 1. Now we differentiate both sides with respect to x. So derivative of ey with respect to x will be, first we shall differentiate ey with respect to y. That is, derivative of ey will be ey. Then we shall differentiate y with respect to x. That is dy by dx. And similarly on the right hand side, it is the function of x. So we simply find the derivative of 1 upon x, which is minus 1 upon 1 plus x square. You should know here, students, that derivative of 1 by x is minus 1 upon x square. And derivative of 1 upon x plus minus a, where a is a constant, will also be minus 1 upon x plus minus a whole square. So now I can rewrite this equation as dy by dx is equal to minus 1 upon x plus 1 whole square into ey. I can shift this ey, I can cross multiply it here. Now I see equation number 1. From equation number 1, I substitute the value of ey here in equation 2. So what do I get? I get dy by dx is equal to minus 1 upon x plus 1 whole square, and the value of ey is 1 upon x plus 1, that is 1 upon x plus 1 moves in the numerator. So we can cancel 1 power of x plus 1 here, so we get minus 1 upon x plus 1 as the value of dy by dx. I can rewrite it as y dash is equal to minus 1 upon x plus 1, and we call it as equation number 3. Since what we have to prove, it involves the double derivative or the second derivative, and hence differentiating again with respect to x, the whole equation. So you see the derivative of the first term, that is y dash, will be y double dash, and derivative of right hand side, negative is common. Derivative of 1 upon x plus 1 is minus 1 upon x plus 1 whole square, and we close the bracket. So we get y double dash is equal to minus minus plus 1 upon x plus 1 whole square, which is nothing but square of y dash, as you can see from equation number 3. Y dash is 1 upon x plus 1. So what do we get? Finally we get that y double dash is equal to y dash whole square. That means d2y by dx2 is equal to dy by dx whole square. Now we move to question number 17. It is given to you that y is tan inverse x whole square, and you have to show that x square plus 1 whole square plus y2 plus 2x x square plus 1 y1 is equal to 2. Here you can note down, students, that y1 means dy by dx or y dash, and y2 means d2y by dx2, that is the second order derivative, or y double dash. So let me differentiate this expression, given expression, both sides with respect to x. So we now here are denoting first derivative by y1. So we are going to apply power rule. Derivative of tan inverse x whole square will be 2 tan inverse x into derivative of tan inverse x. Applying chain rule, so we get 2 tan inverse x, and what is derivative of tan inverse x? It is 1 upon 1 plus x square. Now after this we cross multiply. We cross multiply 1 plus x square with y1. So we get 1 plus x square into y1 is equal to 2 tan inverse x. So, again differentiating at this step, both sides with respect to x. Now you can see, students, on the left hand side, these are two terms. So you have to apply the product rule. So derivative of 1 plus x square is 2x into y1 plus derivative of y1 is y2 into 1 plus x square, and on right hand side 2 is constant. Derivative of tan inverse x is 1 upon 1 plus x square. Again cross multiplying this 1 plus x square on left hand side, so we get 2x 1 plus x square into y1 plus 1 plus x square whole square into y2 is equal to 2. Now you can see, students, this is what we had to prove. Now we have to rewrite this statement because the second order derivative is to be written first. So we write 1 plus x square whole square y2 plus 2x 1 plus x square y1 is equal to 2. Hence proved. Now with this question, students, I end up this video, and we shall be meeting in the next video for miscellaneous exercise. Keep watching, keep revising, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.